Project management is a crucial process for any business, and it is essentially important for any new project manager to understand the basics. In this video, I'm going to give you a complete overview of what exactly the project management is. So whether you are starting your own business or joining a new company, mastering project management basics will help you to be more efficient, productive, and successful. Hey guys, my name is Saurabh Mathur, and this channel is all about helping project managers to unleash the leadership excellence in them. So to begin with, we will start with the basic understanding of project management. So before I tell you about what exactly is project management, let me tell you what exactly a project is. So by definition, a project is a temporary endeavor or a temporary assignment which is being done to produce a unique service or a result, and that could be any project in any industry, in any domain, which gives a unique output. That's what we call a project. And what exactly is project management is? Project management is basically the process of planning, organizing, and managing the resources to achieve those specific goals within the specific time period. So every project has got a start date and an end date, and by applying the project management, you have to complete that project within that particular time frame. So by applying the structured project management approach, the industries can complete the project on time, within the budget, and within the schedule as per the quality standard which has been agreed. Talking about the role of a project manager. Project manager is the key for any project, and the role of project manager is to lead the team and ensure that the project is completed on time, within budget, and with the required quality standard. So the project manager should have excellent leadership skills, time management skills, he should have excellent communication skills, and he should be able to manage the resources effectively to deliver the project. So there are different kind of projects which includes construction based projects, software development projects, it could be marketing project, research projects. So it doesn't matter what kind of project you are being assigned to. If you apply the standard project management practices, you can deliver any project successfully, and each project has got their own unique characteristics, and depending on the type of project you can apply different project management methodologies. There are two methodologies which are present currently. One is the waterfall methodology and the other is agile methodology. So a waterfall methodology is when you perform the task in sequential manner. For example, an activity A needs to complete first before the activity B can start. So that's how the waterfall model proceeds. And depending on the kind of project you have, if you've got a project that has got a clear scope, defined scope, and where the requirements are well understood, you can apply waterfall methodology in that. But in case of agile methodology, it is more flexible and more iterative approach to project management, and using agile methodology you can divide the project into smaller number of manageable pieces, and this methodology works well where the project scopes are unclear and where there is a frequent need to adapt to changes. So that's where you apply agile methodology. So now you're clear about what exactly is project management, what exactly a project is, what project manager has to do, and the kind of project management methodologies which are in place. Now I will tell you about the project management processes, how the project management works. So there are 5 phases of project management processes, starting with initiation phase, where the project is officially initiated. Then comes the planning stage, where you do all the planning for the particular project. Then comes the execution phase, where the actual work is going to happen in that phase to deliver that project. And along with that comes monitoring and controlling phase, where as a project manager you need to monitor and control the project, make sure the project is going as per the plan and there are no deviances in terms of scope, cost and schedule. And finally comes the closure phase, where once the project is successfully delivered, you formally close the project and hand over that project to operations. So in the initiation phase, what happens is you define the project goals, the objectives, and you get the formal go ahead from your project sponsor and different stakeholders to initiate the project, start working on the project, align the resources. And once the initiation phase is done, then comes the planning phase, where the project manager creates the project plans as to how that particular project is going to be actually delivered. And the project manager also maintains a risk register. He needs to make sure that the risks are identified and there is a mitigation plan and the contingency plans already in place to mitigate those risks. And actually the risk management part, it occurs in all the phases. It not only occurs in the planning phase, it is a continuous effort where a project manager has to take care of the risks which can impact the delivery of their project. And in the execution phase, the team who are assigned on that project, they actually do the work. So depending on the project, whether it's a software project, construction project, or a technology project, you get the resources to deliver that project, and the team does the execution based on the plan which you create in the previous planning phase. So as a project manager, you need to ensure that the team are working as per the plan, and there are no deviances in the scope, and everything is going as per the plan in the execution phase. And along with that, project managers does the monitoring and controlling. As I explained to you before, monitoring and controlling is one of the key part for the project managers to make sure that everything is going as per the plan. And if there are any changes in the scope, then it is properly documented through a change request which project manager initiated, and adjust the project baseline schedule, adjust the cost. And once everything is delivered and there is a sign off from the customer, then comes the closing phase of the project, where all the deliverables are verified. We get the sign off from the customer that yes, the project is successfully delivered as per their expectations, and then that project is basically hand over to the operations team in your organization, so that they can manage the ongoing day-to-day working once the project is implemented. And communication and collaboration is a very important part of the entire project management phases. Project manager has to make sure that there's a proper communication plan is in place, and that plan is being developed in the planning phase by the project manager. That all the stakeholders are identified, and all the status updates regarding the project is being communicated, and there is a constant information flow, and the project updates are being sent out to the customer as well as your stakeholders. And effective communication ensures that we all are working towards the same goal, and with the collaborative approach. So next, moving on to the different project management tools which you can use to deliver the project. There are a number of different tools which are available. There are tools such as Gantt charts, Kanban boards, and project management software like MS Project, which is Microsoft Project, which is a very popular tool which is being used by project managers. And depending on the kind of project and the kind of industry you're in, you could use other different tools as well which are available in the market. And the purpose of these tools are it helps the project manager to effectively manage a project. These tools are there to guide the project manager and help the project manager to keep a track of the project activities, to keep a track of the project, and to effectively report the status and what all is going on in the project to the customer and the stakeholders. Now let me show you an example of three different tools The first which you see is an example of a Kanban board, which is being used if you are following the agile methodology. And as you can see in the Kanban board, the activities are broken down in different steps, and it is being reported of what all activities are done, what all are in progress, and that's how the project manager can keep a track using a Kanban board. The next tool which you see on your screen is the Microsoft project, and in the Microsoft project you can create a detailed level of plan to deliver the project. And maybe I'll do a separate video on Microsoft project where I'll tell you how you need to create a plan in MS project. And with MS project you can generate different kind of reports, status reports, forecast reports, closure reports. You could do all sort of things within Microsoft project. And the third tool which you see on the screen is called a Gantt chart, which is kind of similar to Microsoft project, but it just gives you the deliverables, the duration, the start and the end date, and it also gives that pictorial view of where exactly you are, if anything is delayed, or if what all deliverables are complete. So depending on the kind of project, you could use any of the tool of your choice and whatever is suggested by your organization. And as I said, the tools are there to help the project managers to efficiently manage the project. So as a project manager, you need to have a good understanding of each of these tools which you are going to use. Now coming to the next section, I'm going to tell you about the different project management best practices. So these are 6 best practices which every project manager should follow in their projects. The first one is setting clear goals and objectives. You should have a set goal, a set objectives of what you have to do, what you have to deliver, and by when you have to deliver and complete that project. So if you have got a set date, a set schedule, and a set list of deliverables and objectives what you have to meet in order to successfully deliver that project, that is one of the best practice which every project manager should follow. The next thing which I would like to tell you about is defining roles and responsibilities. So as a project manager, you need to lead a team, and that team could be a team of other project managers, project coordinators, it could be technical consultants, it could be vendors. So you need to have a clear definition of each and everybody roles and responsibilities, so that there are no conflicts during the execution phase, that a person A is saying that okay, they are not aware of their roles and responsibilities, they are not supposed to do that particular activity which you believe they are supposed to do. So it is very important that during the planning phase, the project manager defines the clear roles and responsibilities for the entire team who are going to work on that project. Next comes the very important part of establishing a project timeline. With the definition of project, it has got a start date and an end date. So it is very important, very essential, a very basic thing to have a timeline for a particular project. If the project does not have a timeline, it is not a project, it is called operations. So as a project manager, you need to be very clear about the timeline of your project, and that same should be replicated to the different teams who are working on your project. Next comes risk management, which is a very important and a key part for the project manager, which they have to do throughout the project life cycle and not in any specific phase. So a project manager has to think, okay, that what all risk could hamper the project delivery and how those risks can be mitigated. So depending on the state the project is in, the project manager, based on his experience, based on the lessons learned from the past projects, past similar projects, based on the feedback from customer and internal stakeholders, project manager create a risk register where he mentioned all the risks, the mitigation plan, the contingency plan, and the level of the impact if that risk is going to come up. Next is the effective communication. As I told you before, communication is very important, and project manager has to be an excellent communicator so that he can effectively communicate with the customer and other different stakeholders, and also the team who are working on the project. So communication is very important. There should not be any break in the communication, and that's where the project manager creates a communication plan as to what all communication channels are going to be followed during the delivery of that particular project. So he creates a governance structure as to who is going to talk to who, what will be the frequency of the meetings, whether it's going to be face-to-face or virtual calls. So it all covers up as a part of the creation of the communication plan in the planning phase by project manager. And then comes the stakeholder management. So stakeholders are your internal customers, your external customers, your vendors. Project manager has to make sure that all the stakeholders and their feedback are covered as a part of the project plan, and their inputs are taken into consideration. And project manager has to make sure that no key stakeholder is missed out, whether during the initial phases of the project, or if you have to submit a status for a project, then project manager has to ensure all the key stakeholders are communicated about the project, and they are in sync with the project manager. So guys, this is all about the basics of project management. I hope you got some value out of this video, and if you got some value, please make sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel. And if you have any question regarding project management, feel free to let me know in the comments down below, and I will personally respond to that. And you can also send me an email on my email address, which is listed below. So guys, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you again in the next video. Cheers.